Okay, let me do a live ping.
Rolling in, gamers, and we are live. So welcome again to this DKC2 Any Tournament. Yeah, it's time for gaming. So first up, we're gonna have a race between halzyn and TheSabin. But then afterwards, we're actually gonna have a double header once again. We're gonna have two simultaneous races happening later on. So it's gonna be pretty amazing.
We have a single into a double, which is pretty exciting.
Oh, hell yeah. It's gonna be great.
So yes, plenty of gaming coming up. Yeah.
Meanwhile, the rudders, I think, are ready to go soon.
Yes.
We're just waiting just for them to ready up.
Yep.
So, one thing, major shoutouts to Nate in the first place for the layouts. The layouts is pretty fresh. It's really great.
Okay, they're on the countdown now.
All right, they're gonna be starting soon. Good luck. Have fun to the racers. It's going to be some serious monkey business.
There is a rough 4-minute gap between the PBs of these two races, so this could be close. I'm excited.
I mean, in a DKC2 race, let's be honest, it can swing pretty hard because the game will not hold its punches.
Anything can happen, precisely.
Yep.
So yes, we are in sync for me, almost.
So as always, there isn't much to talk about in the early game. So World 1 and 2, they're just gonna go take the developer intended warps. But there are a couple of run warps they will be doing. They don't save as much time in the first two worlds compared to later to run warps later on the run. So main brace, the first instant of the run warp. So they're gonna take a beetle, bring it all the way down to the lower platform, gonna clash it with a beetle, get an invisible object, jump into the air, and move left.
It just doesn't like it, so it boots you out. It's had enough.
Well, what happens is that the visible object actually is that you're able to manipulate the properties of objects, and not only that, but this when you specifically use an invisible object when you're like a warp barrel or bonus barrel, this can actually trigger a failsafe, and the game decides to boot you out of the level, and the game actually considers it the level complete, and you're able to progress. Fortunately, TheSabin does not get lockjaw, so it's a rather precise roll from the platform. It's rather you have to do like a tight squeeze right under and not hit the wall to be able to reach that warp barrel there. Saves about 3 to 4 seconds. Now top sail, very difficult run warp, but looks good for halzyn. Yes, gets it, very nice. Mind you, only saves 4 seconds over just taking the warp. That what TheSabin is doing.
Yeah, we enter Crow. I don't really have much to say on Crow anymore, you know.
Yeah.
He's just existing, you know, to be a bit of an asshole. But
yeah, Crow's a bitch.
Yeah.
So biggest instance of RNG, 50-50 to gather a real egg or a fake egg in the 2 later phases of the fight. So let's see how many fakes they get. So 2 fakes for halzyn so far, 3 fakes. Yeah, 3 fakes for halzyn. TheSabin, I think, did not get the fake so far. And TheSabin, I think, got fakeless. Very nice. But this boss can just decide to give you as many fakes as it wants. World record for fake eggs is 19.
That's insane.
Which sucks. Ooh, TheSabin gets the 2-1 jump. Very nice in 2-1. So
you mean
very
Hazel?
nice. Yep, Hazel got 2-1 jump. That's pretty nice.
Oh.
Now 2-2 instance of a big boy. So to work on an enemy, then your Kong comes back to you. Then you jump on the hook, and then you have a small frame window to be able to to do a double jump, and that allows them to reach the warp from below. And they need to get sufficient height possible. If not, the warp doesn't spawn. Well, you're not able to get into the warp, and you have to take the long way around to get into the warp barrel. But other than that, for the rest of World 2, it's very straightforward. You just take the rest of the developer intended warps. There isn't much going on to talk about until we reach the boss of World 2, Cleaver.
When is DKC on my stream? I mean, I don't have plans to speedrun. I'm sorry if that's disappointing to hear, but maybe I'll just play through the games, who knows?
Eyes emoji?
Eyes emoji.
Oh goodness.
This is very true, Bean. Fuck the jungle. Anyway, yes.
Alright, so now halzyn is on Cleaver, so another instance of RNG, it's really not that much, it just depends on where the cannonball spawn. It can either spawn close to the ledge or just far back, and there's going to be a trick called lava fly, so they can jump atop the mountain, they're going to glide all the way across the lava, and they have to buffer a jump to be able to make it across. Says about 4 seconds. But if you fail it, you die. You instantly die. You have pretty much no backup.
And you have to reset the boss fight afterwards.
halzyn gets it, very nice. Gets the bait properly, good. So there's one thing to add is after lava fly, you need to wait for Cleaver to come over, and actually you have to bait Cleaver to attacking you, and you need to let Cleaver do a certain a good portion of its attacking animation. If you attack Cleaver too quickly, you can soft lock this boss fight, the hooks won't spawn, and you're pretty much stuck, you have to die. And the flying Diddy from halzyn for the fans.
It validates the run.
True. Oh goodness, TheSabin took damage, but this should be fine. Unfortunately, we're gonna have a Diddy rap.
You see, did he play some right bangers, you know? Do you think he's gonna like have his own concert for us soon? Because he's been playing quite a few tunes. Dixie as well.
But now we're in World 3, so this is where the real game begins. There's no more developer intended warps, but we see Rambies, and I hate Rambies, so can we get some?
I love Rambi. No, can we get some love Rambies in the chat room? Thank you.
Heck Rambi in the chat, please. Heck Rambi.
This isn't an argument. People are entitled to love Rambi, and people are entitled to hate Rambi. It's fine.
This animal buddy is the source of much frustration in the dead runs, so yeah.
Maybe for you.
Hey, the G. Very nice. So halzyn went for a trick called Swamp Fly, so you throw a calling to an arrow barrel. That's intentional because this throws a super jump, and then you're actually gonna take damage on the cloak and gain a lot of vertical height, and that allows you to glide all the way across the swamp section, and it saves about 6 seconds. And getting the G, mind you, does not save time, but it's actually a good visual, very good visual cue to see if
some may say it loses 15 seconds.
Frames.
No, that's the joke. the 15, yeah, never mind.
But mind you, that's a good visual cue to. If you get the G, you're guaranteed to get Swamp Fly. That's a good point of reference. So,
funny.
Oh, goodness. So now both runners are now on Glimmer, so I like to compare the stage. It's pretty much a Croctopus Chase from DKC1 on steroids. So the route in this stage is pretty much always the same, but every time you go around a corner, you have a slight chance to lose time. You can lose from tenths of seconds to full seconds loss because of doing corners properly, because if you bonk at corners, it's pretty bad. You can lose all your momentum, and it's pretty frustrating when that happens. Easily the hardest level to optimize in the entire game. And that lockjaw where TheSabin just took damage is the worst lockjaw. It's pretty annoying when that happens. And now halzyn is now on the crockhead clamber, aka crackhead. So the first instead of a wrong warp, but it's a rather unique wrong warp. So you're gonna see what happens. We're gonna abuse certain specific properties of the cutlass, the enemy that's with the swords. Now let's see if halzyn gets it. Gets it first try, excellent. Very good. So the cutlasses have very weird properties in that whenever they pull out their swords from the ground, they actually have the same properties as a failsafe. So we match that while actually throwing our girlfriend and actually intentionally taking damage, and at the same time we shoot out of the arrow barrel just beside, and that for some reason this triggers a failsafe and we're kicked out of the level. I still have no idea how it works, but hey,
if it works, it works.
Yeah, it saves a bunch of time. Saves on average like 25 to 30 seconds. We're just doing crackhead warpless. That's
we
pretty
do
good.
see our good friend Ratley on the left side. Any Ratley fans in the chat room? If you're watching Blueberry, make sure to cover your eyes. I know you're not a fan.
Oh goodness, SabIn actually did not get the wrong warp. So SabIn actually gonna play crackhead warpless. But should be pretty good. Meanwhile, not SabIn, but halzyn is on Rattle Battle, and actually dies. Oh, that's unfortunate. I think that was a Snaker Guy moment right there, so that's unfortunate.
Ratley is trying his best, but
I disagree on that hit that halzyn took. Oh goodness.
We are not making this copy pasta, but I know chat's gonna absolutely do it anyway. Blue hates Ratley. Blue refuses to practice toxic Ratley section. Blue doesn't get a good toxic Ratley section. Blue hates Ratley. Thumbs up, friends. Ratley is cute. I mean, how can you say no to this face?
Void Hap in the chat.
Yes, exactly.
But
I mean,
yeah, adorable, but Rattle Battle is rather notorious / infamous for its horrible hitboxes overall. Level has a lot of jank. It's very, but the key there in the Rattle Battle is actually having your movement as consistent as possible, and there should be no issues. Meanwhile, halzyn is on the slime climb.
there's a nice super jump.
Yep.
It's the clash, and hopefully it's all good.
Nice.
Nice job.
Gets it, no problem. So in slime climb, so you swab your kongs out of the water, that's sort of super jump, and then you take damage to actually go, you gain a lot of vertical height, and then at the halfway point you do a beetle clash, you get invisible object, and you drop down to the bonus, and you time yourself, you throw left at the proper timing, and yep, you trigger and raw warp, and you're out, and your first hit is done. SabIn is on, gonna be attempting the wrong warp as well. So meanwhile, halzyn is on Bramble Blast. So
he's going for B skip. And I learned recently that doesn't actually save time.
Huh, interesting.
I can't remember the explanation as to why, but we see him going for the Vine Clip.
Hell yeah, nice my man. Very nice. Gets Vine Clip. Meanwhile, SabIn having some issues with the barrel. So there's one trick he can in the Bramble Blast, which are called quick shot. It's about the 3-frame window that you shoot out of the barrel immediately before it turns. And it can be sometimes finicky, but it's not that hard to do. But yeah, sometimes it can be very easy. It's just you barely miss time, you don't get the quick shot, and you lose a billion.
Yeah. So Mark, I have a question for you. We have Cudgel on the screen right now. You got any sort of jokes to get us through Cudgel? It's quite a boring boss.
Indeed, most boring boss in the game by far. There's only one thing you can do that SabIn is doing.
Oh.
So it's called quick hits, but they don't say.
Oh, is this gonna be Maze of Shame?
Oh, SabIn actually taking damage, and we're gonna actually have a Maze of Shame. Oh goodness, that's unfortunate.
Yeah.
So what Vine Clip is that you do a big boy from the clamp on, and then you need to try to maximize the height from your jumps. And oh goodness, You have to make sure you team throw at the correct moment. When you reach the vine, you'll be able to clip through it. But if you fail it, you fail vine clip. You have actually a couple of backups. But oh goodness, if you actually take damage, you have to take the Maze of Shame. That's unfortunate.
Did you all hear about the claustrophobic astronauts? They just needed a little space. Bean.
And
I
halzyn
unfortunately
is through
don't
World
really
3.
have a response, and I'm afraid. See, Hazel entering. Oh, using Dixie Hornet.
Dixie Hornet is the truth. You can start with DD in front for Hornet Hole, but it doesn't save that much time. I think optimally saves around half a second by going to the first part of a Hornet Hole with DD, but it's much harder. It's very easy to you barely miss time one jump, and yeah, you take damage and you lose more time than you would. But the first and now Hazel is now on setting up Scrolly Scroll. Should be very good.
It's one of my favorite tricks to watch. I find it quite fascinating. You can just sort of do this funny thing with the spider, and then funnily enough, you're just zooming across the screen as a result of that.
Yeah, it's very strange how this works. So you do a web onto the hook, you dismount Squitter, then you jump back on the hook, and then you remount Squitter, and for some reason the game just decides to force you to, the camera just forces you forward, and you save about 6 seconds, but you have actually a downside to it, is that if you don't get the setup properly, you can actually, you're stuck in a wall, you're unable to get out, unable to get out, then pretty much, you essentially soft lock, and yeah, that's not what you want to see. I've seen it happen in races, and that's not fun to see.
Also, Disco Trader is some of the best music in the game.
True, but it's an auto-scroller, which is
Yeah, but at least we get to listen to a banger, a certified banger. It does make
Facts.
it less bad.
And also on the honey levels, they introduce honey climbing, and honey climbing is arguably one of the hardest basic mechanics to learn in the game. Very easy to just stay stuck on the wall. You just you lose a billion. It's very hard to master.
Can we get some jam emotes in the chat for the disco tree music?
Yes, please.
Thank you. Amazing.
So target there isn't much to talk about this stage. It's an auto-scroller, but there are just two small things you can do to try to save a little bit of time. You try to jump off the cards as early as possible, and there are a couple of flitters you can skip, but they just save minimal amount of time. In total, if you skipped every flitters you can in that stage, you just save around half a second. That's it. That's unfortunate. And halzyn did not go for Swag Balloon. Say no to Swag, by the way.
That's the correct choice, all the way.
Say no to Swag, because if you go for Swag Balloon, there's actually a risk you take damage, and you can lose. You actually lose time going for it. But now,
going for this wrong warp here is set up.
right.
Oh.
halzyn going for the corner. There's nothing wrong with that. This should be good. Yes, halzyn gets Brambler first try. Very nice.
Nice job.
So, what that wrong warp is, it's rather, I don't want to say convoluted, but there's a lot of stuff going on, and there's a lot of stuff that can actually make the wrong warp not work. So the climb up the vine in the first hand is important, because you need to set up the IDs properly to make the wrong warp work, and then you have to take the invincibility barrel, you have to take damage, and to reach the invincibility barrel, and then you have to do the clash. And oh goodness, that clash is about a 1 to 5 frame window to be able to, depending on the position of the vine, to do the clash. And then afterwards, you have the post-clash section. You need to walk. You need to have proper movement as well. So it's very easy to judge. You barely do some small movement errors, and nope, the wrong warp will not work. It's pretty frustrating when it happens, honestly. It's very unfortunate. Now halzyn is on a rickety race. So once
We got
again,
disco train music back as well.
hey, rickety race. That's another auto scroller. There isn't much going on. Do you want to be careful about number 2 guy? Yeah. Number 2 guy can just unsuspectingly kill your run, so you gotta be mindful of that. Meanwhile, Sabin is attempting the Brambler, the Bramble Scramble Wrong Warp. Let's see how this goes. I think this should be fine. Yes, gets it first try. Excellent. Very nice. Now halzyn is on Mudhole Marsh.
Mudhole. This is like one of the levels I find like the hardest to watch because of the rolls that go under, like slightly under the stage.
Yeah, there's a lot of difficult rolls happening, and then also they're gonna finishing up the level with the wrong warp, which is it's not one of the easy. It's not an easy wrong warp to go for. So let's see what happens. But I think this should be good. Nice. halzyn gets Mudhole first try. Very nice. But Mudhole is actually a pretty fun stage, to be honest. It's very hard, but it's also a very satisfying stage if you get everything good, get everything right. It's really good. halzyn going for the big boy. Not even the big boy. Actually does the damage boost strat to reach the hook there. Very nice. But this level is named Rambi Rumble for a reason, because yeah, we're gonna play as Rambi once again. Heck Rambi, by the way.
I disagree. Rambi gets too much stick.
halzyn actually taking the safety con? That's a good choice. I definitely agree with that choice, because it's very easy to unsuspectingly take damage in Rambi Rumble, and then actually you still have a chance to die. It's not there. It's really not that high of a risk to die, but it's still there, and you don't want to die at this point in the stage. It's pretty frustrating when it happens.
We have entering King Zing Sting. I can't speak.
Same.
Just don't sleep on the king. That's my advice to you.
Yeah, you'd never want to sleep on the king. Are we gonna see a 2-cycle?
Oh,
see.
Oh, unfortunate. Is he doing warpless?
Yep.
Yeah, that's it.
Oh, no 2-cycle on the king from halzyn, but that's fine.
How much time does the Mudhole warp save? Do you know?
You save around 30 seconds, and
Okay.
the thing is, you can actually take the cannonball and actually retry. You can actually retry the wrong warp, and it's actually, I think it still ends up being faster than doing Mudhole warpless. But that's unfortunate, failing that wrong warp. Meanwhile, halzyn is on well 5, so
Oh, this guy's seem to be giving us a slight bit of trouble. It's okay.
yeah, the clobber again.
They just want some attention. That's fine.
I like to say that World 5 is arguably the best world to speedrun, but it's very easy to just instantly die, though.
We do have Webwoods in World 5, though, which is infamous for killing runs and having infinites in. But when Webwoods is done like properly, it's actually really fun to watch. Also, we have PCP in that world as well, which is one of my favorite levels to watch as well.
PCP, agreed. But I like to call World 5 an instant death city.
But what about World 6?
I'm more inclined to say that World 5 is an instant death city, because there's a lot of bottomless pits in every single stages. a World 5, so yeah. And I like to say that I like to say that PCP is the start of the late game, in my opinion, because this is where the hard stages really start to come into play. So, meanwhile, halzyn is now on Haunted Hall, aka Tupac's Library. I mean, look at the guy chasing halzyn right behind. That's literally Tupac.
He has a nice bandana though, don't you think? It's quite stylish.
True. It's a sick bandana. Agreed.
See, in this one, this guy's also got a cool bandana. You see, they're quite the stylish squad, even if they are quite spooky. Don't worry, I will let you know when Haunted Hall is completely over. Even I have to take one for the team by like looking myself, but that's fine. You know. It's okay.
Oh goodness. But there's one slight difference on the Haunted Hall compared from the Japanese version to the North American version, is that there one less bee in the Japanese version. But I've heard word from a couple of people that the JB is actually impossible to jump over, even though on both versions it's impossible. Those bees are just impossible. But apparently the bee on the Japanese version is bigger for some reason.
Wait, really? That's interesting.
That's what I heard, so I'm just I cannot confirm myself.
I see.
Because I don't play on J, I play on you, so I can't say.
In Gusty Glade. I think we will be seeing the wrong walk though, but just the stage will be played normally.
I don't think either of them will go for Gusty,
no.
Unless you're SBD, but that's a whole other story.
Crosby.
So the main mechanic of a Gusty Glade is of course the wind mechanic. The wind mechanic is not RNG, it's position based, so you just time the cycles properly with the you time your movement with the wind cycles to go really fast. Especially the end section. It's really good to go fast. And now PCP, so I'm just gonna let the level speak for itself.
It is really fun to watch.
You're supposed to take the purple parrots normally to slow down your descent, but runners have the layout memorized, they're just gonna fall down through the whole stage. It's all about muscle memory and it's all about muscle memory and reflexes, I would say.
For those who are still watching, Sabin is still in Haunted Hall, so make sure to keep your eyes away if you're a little bit scared. I will, yeah.
A very clean PCP
makes it through
formation.
nicely, yeah.
Very nice. Best level to show off in any speedruns in DKC2 in my opinion. And now we are on Webwoods, so arguably the most very notorious level to start an infinite on. I just hope this doesn't happen for either of our runners, so I really hope that we don't see an infinite on that stage. There's a lot of bottomless pits, and the main trick with the squitter in this stage is what we call instant platforms. You press L and R at the same time and you actually form a platform, but there's one thing you need to be very careful of, is that between instant platforms you have a small cooldown, so you cannot like spam instant platforms. You need to wait a little bit before forming your next instant platform, so you just need to be very careful and mindful of that.
There must be a lot of spiders at the bottom of Webwoods, don't you think?
A lot of spiders.
Doesn't sound like a place I'd want to be.
Yeah.
Unless you like spiders, of course. But
true. Well.
Makes it through safely though.
Very good web wheels from halzyn. Very nice. But there's a lot of dead runs, dead monkeys, and dead spiders down there, so yeah.
Mm-hmm. Welcome
Meanwhile,
back, bro.
SabIn.
We were not expecting you.
Oh goodness, this bird again.
SabIn making his way through PCP. Lols. That's pretty good, yeah. Pretty accurate.
SabIn actually taking it safe in PCP, but there's nothing wrong with that because there's some sections in PCP, if you actually take damage, there's no way to recover from it and you have to die and either restart the stage or you restart at the midway point. SabIn actually taking a safe strat at after the end ladder, which is it's actually a very good safe strat to do in races in my opinion. Very reliable safe strat to do. It makes it through. Very nice. And halzyn has finished Crow 2. Yeah, see ya, Crew. I don't want to see you again.
You're about to see him very soon on SabIn's screen, unfortunately. Yes, entering World 6, it's zip time. Oh.
Slightly misses the glide. Oh goodness.
Oh no.
Yeah, welcome.
There we go. All good.
Ice physics, by the way. halzyn is actually going for Arctic Zip, so
has anyone in the chat figured out how much this trick saves yet? Because I don't think we've quite found the answer. Everyone seems to be asking this question, but you know, we haven't really, you know. So let us know. Let me know. Seems to be quite the ongoing question.
halzyn should be actually good to get it. Let's see how this goes. This should be. Oh no! Misses the swap at the end.
He's gonna take the normal route
dies.
with Engard. Oh!
That's pretty much the exact same thing that happened to Void yesterday.
Yeah, like it happened to someone else as well, I think, in another race that I commentated, but I can't quite remember who it was.
Ouch, that's unfortunate. But halzyn is going for it again. Meanwhile, this allows SabIn to catch up a little bit.
The death does allow you to go for it again rather than taking the Engard through the normal way of the stage. We're not blaming Ramby for this stage, Crosby. You know.
Yeah. SabIn actually makes it through Webwoods, no problem. Very nice.
Clear. He's
no infinites. Thank goodness. No infinites.
No. Second try.
Should be good like this time.
Oh
no. Oh, that's unfortunate. But halzyn is gonna be doing the actually going for Arctic Zip, the normal Arctic now. That's very unfortunate because if you don't get Arctic Zip, there's pretty much no backup. You lose a lot of time.
Oh.
That's really unfortunate.
Oh, we're getting slightly stuck on the corner.
Yeah.
I do like watching Engard swim fast. Look at his little fins. Look at him go. He's just having fun. He looks really happy.
That's unfortunate. So what's Arctic Zip is? Arctic Zip is that you bait the lockjaw all the way back or to the Engard transformation barrel, and you need to bait him properly, and then you need to take damage at the same time you're swapping and you're kind of stuck, quote unquote, in the wall. And as you take damage, you're actually zipped upward. You're actually zipped upward, and conveniently enough, this actually the angle target is just above the beginning section of the stage, so you're able to actually complete the stage from there. But we actually got a rap from halzyn. Very nice. Can I get some diddy boom in the chat for that? Thank you, halzyn. Much appreciated. For the fans. Meanwhile, SabIn does not go for Arctic Zip. We'll just go with regular Arctic. But one thing to note about Engard and DKC2 is that Engard's properties are not the best, and even while Engard is lunging, Engard can still take damage, and it's sometimes it's pretty jank. And meanwhile, halzyn is now on with the well. So now halzyn's gonna do the damage boost strat. Very nice. Pretty straightforward damage boost. You just have to time yourself with the wind pushing you up, and you're able to get onto the platform above. Saves about 5 to 6 seconds, but that specific damage boost, if you are this work on the
nice ghetto bees.
Very nice. But yeah, that damage boost and specifically if you're on, it works on every version of 1.1, but if you're actually playing on 1.0, it's Japanese only. If you were on U 1.0, if you do that damage boost, the camera does not even scroll up and you pretty much soft lock, and you have to die from the cutlass that is still loaded on the platform. But that's very important that you do not take damage at the end of Windy Well for that ROM warp coming up to cast on the Castle Crush. So there's a ROM warp at this stage. Once again, we're going to be abusing the failsafe properties of the cutlasses to be able to trigger a ROM warp at the beginning of the stage. So we'll see what happens. Oh, this will not work. Unfortunate. Unfortunately, halzyn was way too early on that bait to actually get the ROM warp properly, and now we'll have to go back to Arctic and get another Kong. You could get another Kong back in Windy, but no, it's much easier and faster, and a little bit faster to get another Kong back in Arctic. That's unfortunate. Not a good beginning of World 6 for halzyn, and TheSabin has a slight chance to catch up. Gets Ghetto Bees, very nice from TheSabin. And meanwhile, halzyn's gonna go for the ROM warp again.
Hopefully, all good this time. Although, hopefully I haven't commented.
It's gonna be close. All right, gets it. Very nice.
Nice job.
Gets a second try, but this ends up still being faster than going for the previous method, which was the goal summon method. So this ROM warp actually saves around a minute over the previous method, which was the goal summon. And TheSabin will actually go for the ROM warp as well. Or actually not. I think TheSabin is actually going to go for the goal summon. That's very interesting.
I think this is the first time we've seen this live. Or maybe like I might have missed a race or something.
I think
this is the first time I've seen it, maybe.
There are a few other runners that actually went for it.
Okay.
But yeah.
I don't have the best memory either, so I'm, you know.
There's been a lot of races already happening, so I don't blame you.
Yeah, but I also like that. I like that there's lots of action going on, lots of races, and showcasing all of the runners we have, which is really nice to see.
And halzyn is through Clappers, and now is on the CLC, so that's the last ROM warp of the run. So let's see how this goes for halzyn. This level is also rather notorious for also creating infinites, because this ROM warp sometimes can be very finicky. And of course, as I say that, halzyn takes damage, but at least the IDs are still fine, so we still have it. halzyn still has a shot to get the ROM warp. Bless you, Catherine.
Thank you. And also,
at
least this level is easy to you haven't got to die in order to reset and have another go.
Yeah, it's very easy to actually, if you fail the ROM warp, you can actually enter the bonus, and exit out the bonus early, and can still have another shot at it. There's no problem with that. And halzyn got the goal summon, very nice. You always like to see that. So as you saw, so that's the previous method. So you of the goal summon. So that's you drop down the barrel at the specific point, and you actually take damage on the spiny, and you actually the goal actually comes to you, and you exit the stage. That's very nice. Yeah. It is still extremely strange, but yeah.
Hazel making his way through Toxic. It looked like a pretty decent snake section.
Unfortunately, Hazel has some issues with trying to go for the true double jump, but they decide to actually go for the left side route. Unfortunately, lost a few seconds, but sometimes it's just better to take a safer route. Sometimes you just don't get it. It's just well, let's just go to a safer route and let's just not bother with it and try to lose a bit more time. There's nothing wrong with that. And now Sabin is on CLC. Let's see how this goes.
Nice, up in 3.
Yep.
Nice. That looked pretty good.
Very good CLC from Sabin, very nice. And halzyn is through World 6.
This is still quite a close race.
They're barely one stage apart.
Mm-hmm. Entering into good old Squawks' shaft. We see the jump.
I think Hazel will go for it. Oh no!
No.
Actually, Sabin forgoes the jump. Does not go for a natural route.
Mm-hmm.
But Sabin actually taking the snake section very safe. Having some issue to hit that that double jump with the snake.
Nice.
Very nice. Still gets it though.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. Did I say Squawks? Sorry.
Now we have Screech's sprint. So
I mean, our buddy Squawks is in this level. I mean, you know. In Fly, by the way.
In Fly, agreed. But there's one thing to be very careful about is the brambles. The brambles have very deceptive hitboxes in Screech's sprint, but just the thing is, there's some portion of the stage where the hitboxes, they really stick out farther than the visuals, so it's very easy to just misposition and you actually take damage when you should not be actually taking damage. It's just, it's very... And unfortunately, Sabin dies at the end of Toxic.
Yeah, midway?
I think Sabin actually took... midway. Yes, he did, thankfully.
Yes, okay.
But that's unfortunate when that happens. Especially at the end of Toxic there, that sucks. Meanwhile, halzyn still had a pretty good sprint, and now is on the captain, aka Kirul. So Kirul is pretty much a glorified cutscene. There isn't much you can do to make that fight go faster. The only thing you can do is just try to throw the cannonballs as early as possible in a Kirul's blunderbuss. That's what we call dustless.
He's just trying to have some fun with his gun. You know, look at those cannonballs.
Balls to your face, yeah.
What?
I mean, he's literally shooting cannonballs at your face.
We're not going there. We're not going there.
But yeah, there isn't much I can do on Kirul, so yeah. And Sabin is through World 6, so now we're actually moving into sprint.
Yes.
Actually, despawns the cloak instead of going for the jump. Sabin does not get race skip. Probably decided to not bother with the race skip at this point. But so far, we still had 2 pretty good runs, so okay, good. Sabin is through the last section of a sprint. Thank goodness, because the last vertical shaft of this stage is pretty notorious. For because of the deceptive hitboxes of their brambles. It's very easy to take damage when you don't expect it. Alright, and halzyn finishes with a 43-11. Nice run, gamer.
Nice run. You get some nice runs in the chat room. That would be amazing.
GG's and nice runs in the chat.
That will see Hazel move into winners round 3. Let me check the opponent. So Hazel will face either Safor or Belzy in winners round 3. I hope I haven't butchered anyone's name. Please tell me if I have.
Of course, the meme about Blue hating Ratley is making another pass in the Discord, as always.
Huh? Sorry?
The Blue hates Ratley thing, making a pass in the Discord. Oh goodness.
I also have a question for the chat. There is a I'm flustering my words. I was wondering if I should post the schedule anywhere. Because if I don't, the full schedule, which is day by day, and the races by time, so you can know exactly who's racing at what hour of the day and what day and whatever. But if you're interested in that, it is in the Discord. I was wondering if I should post it anywhere else, like as a command or something. I don't know. I'm just thinking out loud. Bloody hell! Yes, Anankos.
Probably doing a command for the upcoming runs.
I could do a Discord command for the Discord server, even though it is in the panels below the stream. If in the Discord as well, you can also get the live roll, which gives you pings whenever there's a race that goes live. Could make a command. Let me do that.
And TheSabin, meanwhile, is finishing up the captain. Alright, there we go, nice.
But yes, in the Discord there is a calendar channel which allows you to see a breakdown of the races day by day, time by time.
And TheSabin finishes with a 46.
Nice.
A 46.09.
Nice run! My thanks to both.
Nice
of
run,
gamers.
Sabin. I believe Sabin actually split a little bit late, but that was a 46.09. Nice run, Sabin.
Nice runs.
Nice runs, gamers. Very nice. So, with that said, so this is only the first race that is finished for now, but
Yes.
we have actually another race coming up in less than 10 minutes.
We have
This is
2
actually-
races coming up simultaneously.
Yes, two simultaneous races, gamers. That's gonna be coming up.
Invite the runners into the call for a few words about their runs.
Hey guys.
Hey, what's up,
Hello.
halzyn?
Hey.
How was your
Nice run.
run? How did
Man.
how did you find it from your point of view?
Okay, so I was pretty happy with my run. Like I was playing really well in the first part. And then I had a really dumb death in Rattle Battle that kind of shook me a little bit. but then after that, I was like, okay, this is probably fine. So I don't know. World 4 was kind of all right, and then World 5 was also pretty good actually, apart from a few minor mistakes. And then I can't believe I missed the zip twice. Like I haven't missed the swap in I think weeks. Like even today I was practicing it and I hit it cleanly like 20 times in a row. So it really tilted me. Like I got super flustered. And then Windy was weird, and then I missed Castler once as well. It was like, oh god, what is happening? I'm gonna lose. And yeah, I don't know. I was just terrified.
Yeah, welcome to Arctic Zip, friend. Yeah.
It was really
guess it'd be
unfortunate
like
when
that.
you entered the barrel and then died right afterwards. That was quite painful.
Yeah, I couldn't decide on what I wanted to do, if I wanted to like not do it or try it again, and then I got sort of stuck in between and just died in the barrel. So I was like, okay, I'll just try it again. And I had full faith I was gonna hit it because again, like I said, I was fairly consistent, but I just died. Or I just missed it again. I was like, come on, man. This sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is how it is sometimes.
Yeah, for sure.
It looked pretty good, like mostly.
Yeah, the rest was alright. Like
General.
in general, I'd be happy with a run like that, but it was just, I got so in my own head. Like I lost literally all the confidence I had in like anything I was going for after Arctic. Like that just sucked. I don't know.
Were you still used to do regular Arctic, or since you were just so
No.
focused on doing
I literally
Arctic Zip?
I haven't done regular Arctic in over a year.
Oh goodness.
So I had to pull that from really deep. Yeah.
But you still made it through though, so
Yeah,
props.
thankfully. Thanks.
Yeah.
But still, you actually went for Arctic again. Like, we had like Dukan who actually went for it again in her race. So yeah. If it weren't me, it would just have went. Forget it. I'm just gonna.
Yeah.
I would
I don't
just
know.
go for regular Arctic regardless, and just let's not try to lose to bleed more time in Arctic. But yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I was so convinced that I was just gonna do it, you know. Like, yeah, I don't know. I feel fairly confident in Arctic usually. After this, I'm definitely gonna practice it again because that was dog.
I mean, you still won, so it's
Yeah, I mean, thankfully. So, but I'm gonna have to do a hell of a lot better for my next round. So I've got work to do.
you are. I don't know if you've heard. It's against either Safor or Belzy.
Yep, I'm aware.
Yeah.
Both of them are really good, so I gotta bring my A game. Anyways, I'm gonna head out again. I'm a little frazzled, so I'm gonna go relax.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, so good luck with the rest of the tourney, and good luck to the next racers as well.
All right. Thanks again, Halzyn.
Yep.
Nice
take care.
run again.
Thanks.
Okay, so we will be setting up a double race between. Actually, I should change the stream title. Okay, so apologies if you can hear my keyboard.
No worries. All good.
Looks good. Just bear with us for a few minutes while things are set up and sorted out, and we'll be with the next race shortly. Yo, nice run, Sabin.